Good morning, I'm Grayson with Phillips and Ingrum. Today, in the fourth and final segment of our video blog series on the parenting plan, we're going to talk about several items that really have to do with enforcement and carrying out the parenting plan once you enter into it. But first, let me say just a brief word about the parent education class. All parents are supposed to be required to attend a parent education class as part of developing the parenting plan, and you'll see a section at the end of the parenting plan that asks if you've been. I have a lot of clients who want to skip the class, maybe say, oh, do I have to go? And in fact, there are some counties that if you all reach an agreement, the court is not going to make you go. However, I would highly recommend it because the things that they discuss for you in that parenting class are things regarding visitation and exchange of the children and dealing with each other that are helpful and common sense and will help you understand how to carry out the parenting plan. Things like how to deal with clothing for visitation, for example, that a lot of parents never think about. So please attend the parent education class because I think it will be beneficial to you. So let's talk about some of the items that have to do with carrying out the parenting plan. The parenting plan provides for alternative dispute resolution as a means of modifying or changing the parenting plan. What this means is that if you check the appropriate boxes on your parenting plan form, you can be required to attend mediation before changing or modifying the parenting plan or before asking the court to do so. Although there are ways to get around mediating, I would strongly recommend it. It's usually much less expensive than litigation. You'll probably get a better result and one that you and your ex can be happier with going down the road. And it's usually a faster way to resolve disputes too because you don't have to wait for a court date. You can require alternative dispute resolution in your parenting plan. There are also many courts, and you should be aware of this, that will require you to attend mediation before you file litigation to modify your parenting plan. So be aware of that. The parenting plan also contains what's known as the Parent's Bill of Rights or Standard Parenting Rights. These are 9 rights of parents that are set out in the plan that every parent has both when the kids are with them and when they're not. And there are some common sense things in there like right to notice if the child has to receive emergency medical care or if the child is sick, the right to obtain school records, for example, and communicate with the child's teachers, the right to communicate with medical providers. There are also some things that some parents don't think about. One of the things that some of my parents get tripped up by a little bit is there's a provision in that Standard Bill of Rights that requires that if you're going to be going out of town with a child for more than 48 consecutive hours, that you give the other parent an itinerary and notice of the trip, where you're going to be, how they can contact the child. I think that's probably common sense and just good manners, but a lot of parents forget to do it. If they have a full week of parenting and they're going on a vacation, you really should do that because it's necessary to comply with that Bill of Rights. The last and most important part of this is the notice of parental relocation. We live in a mobile society. People move around all the time. If you are going to be moving more than 50 miles away from the other parent within the state of Tennessee, or if you're moving outside the state, you're required to give notice to the other parent. That notice has to be written, it has to be sent by registered or certified mail, it has to give information about the move, such as a statement of the intent to move, why you're moving, where you're going to be moving, and the reason for the move. And if you don't do it, you could get in trouble for moving without giving notice. This provision also requires that the other parent, the one getting the notice, be given at least 30 days to file a petition objecting to the move. Many courts will eventually allow the parent to move, but this is a requirement, so be aware of it. We really appreciate you all tuning in for our 4-part series on the parenting plan. Again, I'm Grayson with Phillips and Ingrum, and we hope to have more video blogs on other interesting subjects for you soon.